Are you struggling with social anxiety and feeling comfortable in your own skin? Then listen to these 10 encouraging stories. Top List presents 10 people who learned to feel comfortable in their own skin. Number 10. Ciera Swaringen. This fearless girl decided to use social media to show bullies they weren't breaking her spirit. 20-year-old Ciera was born with a rare skin condition, giant congenital melanocytic nevus, leaving her body covered in growing moles and birthmarks. She says, "One day I remember being on the school bus and hearing a young boy laugh at me and call me a spotty dog. That really knocked my confidence. I was young, and it made me feel different than the other kids, like something was wrong with me." Now, Ciera is taking to social media to stare adversity in the face, embracing her body and showcasing it with inspirational posts. Her positive attitude is contagious, causing many of her posts to go viral. Luckily, she's had the support of her mom on her emotional journey. As a child, she told Ciera that her birthmarks were simply angel kisses. Number 9. Paige Billiot. In April 2016, this woman unveiled a candid photo shoot to celebrate the prominent facial birthmark she wears with pride. Paige Billiot, an actress and filmmaker from Los Angeles, was born with a dark red mark covering most of the left side of her face. The 23-year-old collaborated with different photographers to bring positive attention to skin discolorations. Paige, who starred in the movie Road to Hell, said she has never let her birthmark get in the way of her dreams and now hopes to inspire others with her message. Number 8. Giorgia Lanuzza. For almost a decade, Giorgia Lanuzza has endured people stopping and staring at her. She has faced cruel taunts from schoolmates as well as strangers and claims she was left feeling like a freak too scared to look at herself in the mirror. The 24-year-old has suffered from psoriasis since she was 13. While most people endure small red patches on parts of their body, Lanuzza said 97% of her body is covered with painful red welts. She hid her ugly skin in shame for years, but has finally learned to love it and is proudly showing off her body to encourage other women battling psoriasis. Psoriasis is a common long-term condition that causes red, scaly, and flaking patches of skin. The spots can be small in size and number, but on some people, they are more extensive and troublesome. Psoriasis is not contagious. Number 7. Imager user Jacob. This Redditor is a New York college student called Jacob, who has transformed his birthmark, which covers his right hand and arm, into a map of an imaginary world. Instead of covering up the red patches, which resemble little islands and vast continents, he likes to draw around them to create borders. In 2015, he became famous after he posted pictures of what he calls his birth map on Reddit with the comment, "I was born with a map of places that do not exist on my arm and hand, outlined with pen for your convenience." The images have been shared thousands of times. Jacob says he's always seen his birthmark as a map. He believes the red skin is land and the white is ocean, at least on his hand. It takes about an hour and a half to draw the whole map. When asked if he's ever considered turning his artwork into a permanent tattoo, he says he's not sure he wants to. Number 6. Lexia Harford. Lexi Harford, a 24-year-old woman from Stratfordshire, has received heaps of well-deserved praise after sharing photos of her birthmark on Imager. She published a series of inspiring pictures of the red mark on the right-hand side of her face, explaining that she's proud of it and likes to show it off. The beautiful pictures serve as so much more than your average selfie. Lexi hopes that sharing them will raise awareness of birthmarks, open up a discussion, and encourage others to stop covering them. She says she used to put makeup over her mark when she was younger, but decided to ditch the concealer and embrace her natural appearance after leaving college. Now, Lexi has reposted the photo series and included an FAQ for some of the most common questions that have been sent her way. Number 5. Harley Dabbs. A burn survivor who once battled suicidal thoughts has learned to accept her scars and plans to become a motivational speaker. North Carolina native Harley Dabbs was 2 years old when a house fire left 85% of her body covered in burns. Despite her horrific injuries, she defied medics who believed she only had a 2% chance of survival. Her badly scarred skin made her a target for bullies. As a teen, she struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts. Now 22, Dabbs has beaten her demons and got a phoenix tattoo to mark her personal change. In January 2016, Kylie Jenner shared a photo of Harley on Instagram, and the post received over 500,000 likes. Number 4. Patience Hodgson. Australian photographer Natalie McComas created the series In This Skin in conjunction with VSCO's Artist Initiative. Her goal is to travel the world, meeting people who have lived with birthmarks and tell their stories. Her first subject was Patience Hodgson, lead singer of the Australian band The Greats. Patience has a large, rare port wine birthmark, otherwise known as Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome, covering half of her upper body. Hodgson says, "I love my birthmark's spectrum of color. When I'm warm, it's a red-purple, like the color of some plums. When I'm cold, it's a vivid, almost neon blue. I also like how it's kind of a protective barrier protecting me against non-accepting and unthoughtful people." Natalie McComas also created a Facebook group that celebrates unique skin formations. Number 3. Cassandra Naud. The entertainment industry can be ruthless and unforgiving. It is particularly important for a person to be physically flawless, but Cassandra Naud, a native of Alberta, Canada, decided to break stereotypes regarding how a person has to look. Cassandra has a birthmark on her face that is easy to spot. The mole, which is technically a nevus, extends from below the eye extending down her cheek and is covered with hair. It is so prominent that sometimes strangers ask her about it. Cassandra doesn't mind. She is not ashamed of it because she knows that it's this mark on her face that sets her apart from everyone else. Her parents were given the option to remove the birthmark right after she was born, but they were concerned that it might be dangerous and she might be left with a scar on her face. While growing up, she was bullied and considered having surgery to remove it as a teen. Eventually, however, Cassandra overcame all hesitations regarding the uniqueness of her face. Number 2. Carly Finley. Writer Carly Finley was born with a genetic skin condition called ichthyosis, which can cause red, scaly skin. In a heartfelt Instagram post, she explained how it feels to live with her condition. "When people tell me they wish there was a cure for ichthyosis, or that I'm pretty despite, or that they couldn't handle looking like me, I realize my strength. I shrug off the way the media portrays perfection. We win in our skin when we tell people we are happy with our appearances and don't need to be fixed." She doesn't have to live with her condition. She accepts it and finds herself beautiful regardless of what kind of beauty standards others try to push onto her.
Before we move on to number 1, if you're not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button and click this YouTube notification bell next to the subscribe button.
Number 1. Winnie Harlow. Winnie Harlow is a Canadian fashion model, spokesperson, and activist. When Winnie Harlow was 4 years old, a mysterious white patch appeared on her stomach. Diagnosed with the skin disorder vitiligo, she watched as similar spots spread all over her body over the next few years, including her hands, knees, and face. Her striking appearance caught the attention of Tyra Banks, who discovered her on Instagram and asked her to compete in Cycle 21 of America's Next Top Model, in which she placed 5th. She is now the current brand ambassador for the Barcelona-based casual clothing brand Desigual, along with Brazilian supermodel Adriana Lima. And to thank our loyal viewers, here's a bonus entry. Koudia Diop. Koudia Diop is a 19-year-old from Senegal who has faced bullying throughout her life simply because of the color of her skin. But now the self-proclaimed melanin goddess is taking the internet by storm with her beautifully rich skin tone. She was labeled Darky and Daughter of the Night by racist bullies. Kudia, who started modeling when she was 17, has won over the internet with her stunning photos, which have earned her a following of over 360,000 people on Instagram. Kudia has inspired thousands of people around the world with her striking looks and inner strength. She is working with the Colored Girl Inc., a group that promotes self-love and celebrates women of all backgrounds. So, what do you think of our list? Can you think of any more stories of people that learn to be comfortable in their own skin? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Top List for more top 10s like this one.